This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is the NSR Xfinity Series brought to you by Simtrax Broadcasting. Appreciate you guys joining us here tonight as we are getting ready to resume back with the NSR Xfinity Series. We were off last week, but we are in the zone here tonight here at the Worldwide Technology Center. It will be for the Gateway 250. Definitely 200 laps for these guys is going to wear them down. We've seen from multiple other leagues, this is an extremely tough track. Not a whole lot of banking. Switched backwards like Darlington, more of a 3 and 4 is the wide turn, and the pinches between 1 and 2. And the open setups here have been quite difficult to come around and find where these cars are going to connect. They keep trying to walk off and wander on these guys, especially on the exit of 2. We're coming out of that turn. We see a lot of guys even now during qualifying having a hard time kind of getting grip here of the track. A couple of guys out there have been really owning it here at these tracks here with the NSR Xfinity Series. Corey Hines actually leads the charge with 3 wins so far this season. So for Team Conti, they have proven themselves to be the ones to beat here so far this season. As we are looking at about another 5 minutes here of qualifying, we're looking at Stoney Benfield out there trying to nail down a decent time. And we'll try to poke an eye out there and really kind of look down and see how Mark Sikosi is doing out there, because Sikosi during practice was actually the second fastest one out there. So I'll be looking to kind of be on the edge of my seat, seeing how the number 8 Chevrolet does out there on the track. Stoney Benfield right now is getting his first time down, 3rd place for him. So that looks like that may do it for his one lap. And he may charge back out there and go again. There's Sikosi right there. Corey Hines, once again, I said he had 3 wins. He just scored on top of the pole. So Stoney Benfield, the last one, and looks like Mark Sikosi. We're trying to see how he does. Justin Cope is just now getting out there onto the track, and we're still waiting for a few more bodies out there. Justin Cope is the only 4 that we are waiting on. Dustin Montgomery, Keith Fonseca, Ed Perry, and Adam Benfield in their Chevrolets. We're waiting to see them get out there. So Sikosi, no time yet, so this must be his first time around. His first one was his warm-up lap. Would like to thank everybody for joining in here. Don't forget to subscribe to Simtrax Broadcasting, and that way you guys can chat with me out there in the chat. Kip Cook has figured that out, saying he's already pulling for the faster pastor of Stoney Benfield. So Benfield, it looks like he'll have a top 5 start unless a couple of these guys can unseat him here, as Mark Sikosi is coming around to lay down his first time, and we'll see how well this works out for him. As the first time by, we'll see 9th. A little slower, may have to make an adjustment here heading into the next round. But boy, that's not going to be a good start here for Sikosi, who's starting in 9th. Let's see how Justin Cope is doing. Cope looking to nail down his first time, 11th. So right now, Stoney Benfield looking like he's pretty safe out here, seeing we are coming up on a 3-minute mark. My wife is out there saying happy holidays, everybody. Yep, definitely appreciate you guys out there tuning in, especially during this during the holidays here. I know it sometimes pulls you guys away to hang out with your family, and definitely I appreciate you guys joining us here with the NSR League. I knew last week, I believe we had Chris over there with Captain Esports. Would like to tip our hat to him for doing a fantastic job last week at Texas. Texas is an extremely tough track between 1 and 2, seeing how they have leveled out the banking there. So a lot of guys, really are able to get that set up. If they can nail 1 and 2, they can win the race. But not being able to square away 3 and 4, that can also kill them as well. Corey Hines seems to still be undefeated here on top of the pole here with a 32.60. And right now, that's almost 2/10 faster than anybody else here on the field. And we'll see if that causes Corey Hines to be able to drive away with this one. John Williams right now is sitting right behind him, and those are our 2 drivers from Team Conti. So that is definitely working out very, very well for them. I do not see any other Team Conti drivers out here right now. I was looking to see if we had our number 3 car out here, but he is not here tonight. So it looks like Johnny is going to be checking out of this one. Right now I've only got 15, but I'm still showing I have 19 hanging out there. 4 still in pit. Keith Fonseca and Adam Benfield. Really interesting to see how they're not getting out here. I'm interested, why they would want to start in the back here of this short track unless they think they can shoot on through and kind of try to win this race here tonight. Brandon Banks, he's sitting 7th. That's one to point out as well. Right now, he's sitting pretty well out there in the points. Right now, he is hanging out in 4th. Dakota Ehrman is 3rd. I believe that is Mike Bruno. He's out there in 2nd. Hines is leading the charge. So we're waiting to see if anybody else is going to be able to come through. And Johnny Taylor was the name I was looking for. Right now, he is sitting 25th in points. So him missing this race here tonight is going to kind of kill him on his charge up the ranks to come away with any sort of a championship run here. But it looks like Corey Hines is going to take the reins for that. And the number 57 Chevrolet out there. We'll see how this all kind of comes to a point here during the race. I would want to kind of point out here just a little bit kind of what we've got out here on the track for different areas of where they are. And here's kind of a picture of the track as you see how it pinches between 1 and 2, and then on the left side of the track there, that would be 3 and 4. So guys are going to get a lot of speed heading down that front stretch, and then really have to be hard on the brakes to make that turn through 1 and 2. So that's going to be an interesting swing here for our drivers out there. But that means Corey Hines has the pole, saying that qualifying has completed. So Worldwide Technology Center about to fill up and grid up here in just a moment as we get locked and loaded, waiting for the drivers to get out there on the track. But I would like to take this time and go ahead and mention our main sponsor here of the league. Of course, the NC 811, that's the North Carolina 811. Since 1978, the NC 811 has provided a fast and easy communication link with your local utility provider. Giving them the information about your excavation, they transmit the information to the utilities, and then the utilities send out locators to mark your publicly managed underground lines for free. You can contact 811 or 1-800-632-4949. 3 working days before you plan on digging. I definitely would recommend that. I hate seeing somebody hitting the water line or cutting the internet out on you, for, going out there planting a tree or something, or definitely trying to re-excavate a ditch out or something. So definitely it's free. They go out there, they mark it, they paint it, and everything is good to go. All right, looks like we are waiting for our guys to get back out here onto the track. Here they are. They're starting to line up. Beautiful. Excellent. Well, in that case, then let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid here for tonight, where Corey Hines and John Williams, like I said, that Team Conti is starting in the front row. Eric Schaefer sitting 3rd next to Stoney Benfield. Benfield has a lot of people out here rooting him on. Kip Cook and Barbara Pinion already out here in the chat rooting on that number 75. Martin Roberg will be starting in 5th next to Matt Sisler. Sisler, every time I see him race, he's been having a heck of a time trying to come back and win and be competitive, but hopefully we'll see him stick around out there and definitely be able to put down some fast times. But drivers who've been putting down some fast times are our guys right now sitting 2nd and 4th in the points, which is Brandon Banks and Mike Bruno. Right now 7th and 8th. Mark Sikosi sits 9th next to Jesse Priest on the outside of row number 5. Figuring out where they are on row number 6, that starts us with Justin Cope and Timothy Davis rotating on back to the remainder here of our field. And waiting to see how this goes through the rest of them, trying to see how this kind of comes about to the next set of our guys here. Right now, trying to rotate through. Yeah, it looks like she's going to go ahead and quit on me here. Awesome. I like how that works out. But that is going to go ahead and finish off with Timothy Davis. Like I said, he was at 12th, which means Matthew Wheeler starts 13th, and Craig Parks is our 14th driver. Jason Crumley ended up being 83. The 83rd Chevrolet sitting in 15th. Adam Benfield sitting in the 083. He'll be 16th, and Keith Fonseca will be pulling up the back end here of the field. He'll be out there on the inside, but he's going to be trying to see if he can kick it on back. Dustin Montgomery and Ed Perry were unable to take the wheel here tonight. Hopefully we'll see if they join in a little bit later tonight. Interesting paint job here. Alrighty. Corey Hines getting ready to take us to the green as the pace truck goes ahead and knocks on off here. They've got to get ready to get going here in just a moment. It should be a good run. I'm hoping to see definitely a fantastic one. Barney's got the green flag in the air. We are underway. Away we go. Corey Hines out in front. John Williams will be sitting to his outside, but Eric Schaefer looking to see if he can give a decent little nudge there to Corey Hines in the number 57, who is sitting out front. 37 kind of bringing up the rear of Martin Roberg. He's trying to see if he can get his Ford revved up and moving past Stoney Benfield, but Stoney already getting out in front, no problem. So Corey Hines getting ready to end this battle here with John Williams, who's hanging on still on the outside of his car, not seeming to let go at all. Still rocking around the track here, trying to see where he can find an area where it's going to work. And John Williams goes ahead, gives up the possession. Corey Hines takes over, and away they go. So Team Conti will be out front, and almost by half a second in the matter of a couple of laps here, as John Williams is trying to pull away. Hines has got a good lead here already beginning this race. No cautions yet, as everything looks good. Let's rotate back to Matt Sisler in the number 66, where Brandon Banks fights on the inside. Is he able to hold this turn? Yes, he is. But I've got a driver who's getting up closer to the wall here, and I think it might be Justin Cope. Cope in the number 59. Something's not right. That car's loosing into the wall. Not once, but twice here, so he's definitely smushing those safer barriers back and wants them a little closer to the concrete, I guess. So that means Cope loses 5 positions, now down to 16th. He's got a long way to go to fight his way back to the front, but short tracks, there are opportunities. Just don't want to offset pit. I would probably not recommend that, seeing that you'll be 2 to 3 laps down, especially with that pit road speed at 45 miles an hour. You're going to be about 2 to 3 laps down before you come back out. So any offset pitting might want to be taken under a caution and try to do it then. I wouldn't recommend that until another time. All right, seeing everything's calming down here a little bit. Everybody really figuring out that this is a single file track. No real places to pass unless you can dive bomb, trying to stick the nose in there on the way into a turn, which already looks like, I believe that is Timothy Davis. No, that's Adam Benfield there in the 83 machine. New driver I haven't seen before. He's up 6 positions from 16th to 10th. Not bad here as he watches Timothy Davis in the rearview mirror make contact with a wall. Right now, I guarantee you Timothy Davis not happy about that, as he's going to be dealing with a slight bit of aerodynamic damage here for the remainder of the race, unless he can sacrifice a little time down pit and square that car away. So far so good out here. Everybody kind of hanging back a little bit. Priest may be getting under some pressure here by Adam in the 083. Right now they're trying to hang on here for just a moment. I already see Sikosi, I think that back here. He's trying to work on keeping it together, but Craig Parks is the one that was getting in the wall there just a moment ago. Right now it looks like the 17 out there having some trouble getting into the wall. We'll keep an eye out there. Parks is actually showing 82 in our ticker here, so may have to straighten him out if his paint scheme is giving us any problems. But we'll rotate back here just a little bit. Remember I said there was going to be some trouble out here on the track and guys trying to make some moves. And right now around the Jesse Priest area, that is where it's going to be, sitting 10th. Staying nice and easy out there right now, no problems. Corey Hines still rolling around this track. Absolutely nothing's going to touch him here tonight. This track originally was actually called Gateway Speedway, so that's why we're calling it Gateway 250. They originally, they just changed it not but a few years ago to the Worldwide Technology Raceway. I kind of squared a few things away, but definitely a lot of different changes happening through NASCAR, especially with the tearing down of the Auto Club. I know Chicagoland shutting down. I think Kansas they're considering might be next. But they're redoing Rockingham, and they've redone Atlanta. So a couple of different changes out there. But this track still seems to stand tall out there and has yet to shut down out there on the track or in the. Out there in the, definitely in the Craftsman Truck Series, they still toy around with this track here just a little bit. If you're a little curious about what we've got lined up for today, we'll take a little bit of a moment and take an idea of what we've got as our track temperature sits at 80 degrees. Our stages will be at 45 and 90 with this 200-lap race. Of course, that fuel limit sitting around that 100% mark. 5 sets of tires down in pit, and of course, no fast repairs. I'll be your only speaker here tonight, producing and broadcasting this entire race. Only 190 laps to go. That ain't too bad. And Corey Boudinot will be hanging out there for race control. Really appreciate Corey hanging out there for race control. Definitely chipping in and making sure everything is square out there on the track. Any black flags that either need to be waved or given out, definitely he'll have his eye in the sky. All right, well, let's keep an eye out there, as right now we are taking a look back here at Stoney right now in the 75. Now, he's not doing a bad job, but he is now almost a second and a half off pace here. Right now, he's got to make up a second to catch up at least to Eric Schaefer in the number 4 Chevrolet here, who's still hanging with the top 3. But Schaefer in the past few laps has actually been picking up the pace here, and I think he's getting a little worried that Hines and John Williams might get away from him here, and he's going to try to run them down and see if he can hold right onto the back of him here and try to not really give him any sort of a chance. But check this out. Man, that's close. Gets a good run off the turn here. Doesn't seem to be changing his mind at all about where he needs to be and how he's going to get there. Sometimes you guys are used to seeing us broadcasting the next gens, and you'll see guys money shift. They'll actually drop it down into third, or they'll keep it in fourth and decide not to utilize a fifth gear unless they are at a super speedway going for any kind of fuel mileage here. But we are taking a run with Eric Schaefer. And right now, let me tell you, right now 3 and 4, he has got that turn dialed in. Right now, John Williams is about to be a little nervous here, seeing that number 4 is coming off that turn hot. Right about mid-turn all the way through the exit. He looks like he's getting ready to rearrange the 5 here if John Williams doesn't get out of the way. But right now, Williams still holding tight and true to this line that he has been racing here so far this night, and does not seem to be giving up an inch to Eric Schaefer. Eric Schaefer may have to fight around him. So Schaefer to the outside, gets a breath of fresh air. We'll see if he decides to try to shoot down to the inside here and maybe get a run. But that's not going to happen as we get lap 14 underway. John Williams still sits second as the entire top 5 has yet to move during this race. No one has gained or lost a position. But there it is. That's what he needed. Looks like a little nudge there to the back of the 5. John Williams in trouble. Eric Schaefer to the inside. Excellent move here. Right now, that means Eric Schaefer will most likely have this position sitting second. Now that he's out, John Williams moves to the rear view. Now he's going to be doing nothing but staring out the windshield here and try to chase down Corey Hines. As Hines, with the 2 of these battling, has decided to pick up the pace here a little bit. With a 33.94 last lap. That's about 0.2 faster than Schaefer, and that's why Schaefer has fallen off by a second. Keep tabs on these 2 guys, but I do want to rotate back to Mark Sikosi. Sikosi may be taking a look here at the number 92 at Timothy Davis. Davis might be under fire here in just a moment. We got a good clutch of cars here, all the way from Bruno back to Wheeler. Right now, this is kind of clumped together pretty well, at least within a second. Oh, man, speaking of Wheeler, Wheeler's having to wheel it around here to keep it off the wall. He slung out a 4. And that did not look good. He definitely has to be careful out there. And I'm wondering if the tires are really starting to set in at this track. Now, a lot of guys say this car is much heavier than the next gens, and they definitely whip around. Not as friendly when you hit the wall. The next gens seem to kind of scrape and keep on moving. And that's why a lot of the drivers this year have been actually complaining about concussions out there in real life. With making contact with the walls, they don't really crumple like the old cars used to. But the Xfinity Series, these guys are definitely trying to, ooh, man, hold on. Sikosi gets a little too hot getting into 1 and 2 there, so Sikosi loses a bit of time. Until Timothy Davis now almost 0.3 of a second off his back bumper, but he's starting to reel him in. No problem. I don't know how long his tires will hold out for that. Looking pretty good now. Schaefer up front is sitting second, has not gained any more positions or any more speed. Right now he is losing some time, though. He's still lost about another 2 tenths since we looked at the last. Only 18 laps into this one. This is going to be the war of attrition out there. A lot of guys are going to be kind of weighing their options of when to take tires, when to take fuel, when they're going to have to come in, and really when is the line to be drawn. With fuel being able to be stretched out and used for the majority here of this race and kind of push themselves to the end. Tires are going to be more of a factor here in which way they're going to go here tonight. It's going to definitely expect when and how much fall off. Right now, last lap time from our leader was a 34.12. His best time is a 33.06. So we're looking at less than 20 laps into this race. He has already slowed down about a second off base. And now he may be trying to conserve now that he's out to almost a 1.5 second lead over top of Eric Schaefer. Now, I guarantee you, Eric Schaefer, when he comes back out of pit, if this ends up being a green flag pit, he's going to try to run him down, not make any mistakes, and try to see if he can utilize the rest of his tires and the rest of his car for the long run speed. But that's going to definitely depend on how he treats him, if he hits his pit box at the right speed, if he there's a whole lot of ifs in this whole situation. And I would probably guess that's not the best possibility, but we're gonna definitely hope and see if Eric Schaefer can run down Corey Hines to see if maybe somebody can slow him down and probably prohibit him from getting a fourth win here on the season. Speaking of the season, we are not even halfway through. Next week, we head to Iowa Speedway. There's going to be at least 250 laps at that one. And I got to admit, Iowa's one of those nasty tracks out there that they're definitely super bumpy. But it looks like Stoney might be under fire. Martin Roberg finally catching up to him here. The 37 Ford looking to take a shot, but Adam Benfield on the inside, gaining 11 positions here on the night. Martin Roberg, and now he's looking for the 12th position on Stoney. Right now, Stoney's going to have to hold on. This doesn't look good as that car's moving to his inside. Let's take a look. Yeah, there we go. Adam Benfield right now moving there out there with Team Conti. So there is a third driver out there for Team Conti tonight. Adam Benfield is joining up with them. In his Chevrolet. So right now Martin Roberg is the only Ford in the top 5. Benfield is losing a handful of positions here as he goes from 4th down to now 7th, as I think, Brandon Banks is going to take him here on the inside. Jesse Priest might be the next one to try to lean in on him here. I don't know if Stoney might be setting off or sitting back a little bit, trying to let these guys try to race it out. Stoney looks like he slows it down just a little bit. Jesse Priest will be taking a look here in just a moment. I think Priest might be taking a look on the inside here, and he is. Let's take a ride along here with Jesse. Ooh, good pull. On the inside, Stoney Benfield is going to go behind him now. Ooh, but Benfield trying to take another shot and hold on to it here. Benfield gets the turn exit speed as the 83. On the top line, and Jason Crumley is going a lap down. That is lap traffic. Away he goes. Back he's going. And Jesse Priest moves up another position here on the night. That gives him 3. Yeah, looking to see if anybody else has anything for anybody out there. I know Benfield is looking for it to see if he can reel in Williams here. Underneath, he's going to go 83 machine. Interesting to kind of look at their own teammates battling against each other. One's out there leading by a massive amount, and Adam Benfield starting way in the back. He's gained now his 13th position. Man, if this guy had started in the lead, I'm wondering if him and Corey Hines may have be driving away with this one, or if Corey Hines is kind of sandbagging a little bit, seeing he's almost 2 seconds out front. Benfield's got to make up 5 seconds here on the on Corey Hines out there, but that's going to be a long way to go. May have to wait for some pit strategy out there. Rotate back here to Wheeler. Wheeler right now looks like he's gotten around Sikosi. Sikosi's dropped down to 13th. And now it looks like Craig Parks in the 17 might make a shot for it. Sikosi getting out to the side, gets some fresh air, and he's going to tuck right in the back there of Matthew Wheeler, not really try to let him get away. As the 17 of Craig Parks is getting super close with his Chevrolet. Doesn't look like anybody's kind of trying anything out there. And guys, light up that chat out there. Feeling a little quiet tonight. I know we're only about 30 laps into this thing, but this is definitely a 100% race. They are giving it their all. 83 machines still going back. That's Jason Crumley. Taking a look here at Craig Parks. Craig Parks out here driving. Right now, Parks is sitting in that 14th position. Oh, man, Brandon Banks getting super close here to Martin Roberg. Martin Roberg still holding on to a 5th position out there on the track. This is originally where he started. 30 laps into this one, should be getting ready to start lap 31. All laps led by Corey Hines in the 57 Chevrolet. Still continuing his charge here tonight. Not a bad job right now. Yeah, looking to see if Corey Hines, even with his 3 wins, with the races he's raced, with 4 starts, 4 races counted, all of them have been at least the top 5. And 3 of them he's won, so he may have ended up in a couple, like a 2nd or 3rd position. So Corey Hines will probably be talking to him tonight, seeing that his charge does not seem to be slowing down. Schaefer back by 2.5 seconds. Continue this roll out here. No problems as of yet. Seeing a couple of guys making some nudges out there with the wall. Not any trouble as we get in the Michelin chopper view here. 54 machine taking a look on the inside. Man, that's close. Yeah, right now Brandon Banks seeing if he can get a little edge in here, but he's not finding any success getting around Martin Roberg. Roberg getting ready to get a whole lot of Brandon Banks here in a second. Banks trying to take another shot at it and see how this looks going into 3 and 4. Gets a good dive in, but it looks like Jesse Priest may be taking an idea. But there's Banks pulling through. Nothing yet. Right now the 54 machine taking a look on the inside again. Not getting as much clean air as he wants. He may have to drop on back and try to reassess this situation here. It's not looking good. Right now we're looking to see if Brandon Banks can get around him here. Get the Simtrax drone footage, maybe a different angle that we can get. Taking a look here to the inside. Good move so far. Let's see if I can flow this a little higher. Oh, man. Yeah, well, he almost had it. Brandon Banks almost breaking into the top 5 here. He's going to nod. There's the dive bomb. Down to the bottom. It's going to rotate up. Contact with the 37. So that means now 37 Martin Roberg doesn't lose 1 but 2 positions as Jesse Priest was sitting there waiting to attack. As soon as that ended, right, Jesse Priest fires underneath of Martin Roberg there. And Brandon Banks dive bombing into that turn. Now, normally that is something kind of frowned upon in any league, is shooting down at the bottom and then rotating up in front of somebody, but there's nothing that's not legal about that. You can drop down in the bottom. It's just an etiquette thing of, hey, man, you weren't going to make that turn, but I checked up for you. And now Martin Roberg is going to be looking at their rear bumpers as they drive away. Roberg not able to keep up as he has now lost about 0.3 of a second off Brandon Banks. Banks is now under fire as Jesse Priest is looking toward the inside. Priest getting a good move there, and now I'm wondering if, oh no, if Martin Roberg was going to be able to kind of rev up a little bit and get underneath and try to attack him at the same time. Right now it looks like Jesse Priest doing an excellent job out there. He's saved his tires for a little bit of a later run. Priest is yet to leave the top 10 here tonight. He's what did originally start in 10th. He's now breaking into the top 5. So right now his gains are well worth the wait as this is continuing on to the beginning of this race. Benfield falling back to 9th. So he's actually lost 5 on the night, the same as Justin Cope, and we saw Cope was into the wall. And Sikosi, right now, Keith Fonseca's gotten around him, so now Sikosi's down to 13th as we start lap 38. Couple of battles hanging around out here on the track. Right now we are taking a look at the 92 Ford of Timothy Davis and looking to see if Craig Parks might have something for him here. Craig Parks looking to the inside. Parks trying to get the spot back where he was before he went one down here. Let's see if he can continue this charge back forward. Ooh, man, 17 machine trying to see if he can peek in, but Park's not having any luck. There it is. There's a shot to the inside. Parks, good move on the inside. Didn't look like any contact happened. He just set up Timothy Davis, took the air off the rear wing, and that loosened Timothy Davis up a little bit, and then on through he goes. So excellent work. Definitely takes a lot of skill and a lot of patience to work something like that out. All right, Mike Bruno kind of hoping that Dakota Earman was out here for the Lickamolly team. And hopefully those guys will definitely be able to work together out here. I don't think this track is drawing in enough people. I know it's definitely tough to see where these guys are out here at the track, where they are during points chasing. And some are taking off, and I would be a little confused seeing how short this season is. I mean, we got, you start taking certain days off and certain races off. I mean, it's going to definitely put you in the back. Worldwide Technologies today, we have Iowa next week. Next we move to Michigan, Indianapolis, and Atlanta. So once these guys start moving to more of these super speedway size tracks, it's going to be very, very difficult. Michigan, one of my a decent track I enjoyed pretty well, as well as Auto Club. Those two are almost hand in hand. The same. That'll be actually the first race of next year. Indianapolis will be going on after that for the Brickyard 250. That's going to be a wild one, especially having those guys take those 4 corners on and be able to separate. We'll see how that works out in Atlanta, but we're not running the super speedway. They're going to do the throwback all the way to the 2008 version, so it'll be well worn in with a lot of tire issues. But let's take a look. Oh, Jesse Priest as we move up front just a little bit late as we see Priest get on around. Priest has gotten around now John Williams. Brandon Banks was about to get a 2-for-1 deal there. And that didn't work out. Banks is now going to sit back down in 6th and try to see if he can attack John Williams here in the next couple of laps. Priest has been on a roll. Looks like Adam Benfield kind of driving. Right now, these two guys have been really rotating up front. Schaefer gaining the position, trying to run down Hines, but it's not working at 4.5 seconds off pace. Adam Benfield, he started way back, about that 16th position. He's gained 13 on the night, so he's sitting third. But he's still 6 seconds off the lead. So we got some guys tumbling around out here trying to figure out, what can they change. Fortunately, because this is an open setup league, what can they change coming down into pit road and make a difference here? But this is lap 45 underway, so we should be under a stage caution here in just a moment. Probably after we finish lap 45, they're going to definitely try to race this one out for the this last stint, looking to see if Brandon Banks is going to see if he can fire for one more position here. 54 machine, I just don't think is going to have enough speed to it here, as he throws it into 3 and 4, trying to take a look here on the inside. No can do. Ooh, yep, that's it. That was close. There's the caution. So they may be waiting for the 10th driver to make a break across that line, and then they'll throw the caution out after they finish. So, all right. So what have we learned from this entire stage is right now, whatever Corey Hines is doing, that's going to be the guy to beat right here in that 57 Chevrolet. So he has been hot. And right now they can't seem to slow this guy down. And the adjustments that need to be made, some guys are going to have to start questioning, is this going to be more than a tire adjustment? And if you make too much of an adjustment, we may actually see guys get looser out there, and that may cause even more trouble out there on the track to see if that's going to be any more issues out there. So Crumley is down 2 laps. Cope is only down 1. I don't know if Cope is going to have to stay out there 1 lap. Seeing it is a stage caution, I do not believe he will get a wave around here. But it looks like Cope's going to stay out. That way he can get back onto the lead lap and get these guys back trying this one more time. Haven't seen much out there from Matt Sisler. Sisler there he is in the 66. Trying to see if he can get a good pit stop here. Like the white wheels on that. Definitely offsets some of these other guys with the black rims out there. Haley out there in the chat. Hi. Like the blueberries this time. Looking pretty good. Almost Christmas time, everybody, so I'm hoping somebody will be able to get a present out there tonight of their favorite driver coming home with the win. It's going to be a lot more difficult than I think even the drivers thought. Now I'm wondering what adjustments have been made. With Eric Schaefer, Adam Benfield's car, what they can do to try to run these guys down. Do not see Mr. Schaefer out here in the chat. I can't go ahead and pull him in and ask what kind of deal he might be thinking about doing. A couple of guys might be trying a few different things out there. See if we can see if pace truck lights are still on. No real changes down pit road as everybody got 4 tires and fuel. Right now, Justin Cope, after waiting for the wave around here, he's now down pit. So he's trying to hurry up. And then Jason Crumley showing he is down pit in the 83. Oh, he may have been trying to wait it out, see if he could get at least one of his laps back that he was originally down. And see if he can come back from this one. Pace truck lights are still on, though. It should be off this time by. And we'll see kind of what they can do to offset these offset the deals here and try to work through this. All right, we'll see if we can grab some of our one of our guys out here and try to see if it's a-okay out there. Stoney Benfield, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing tonight?
Doing all right, buddy. Definitely, we got some people out here rooting you on. We've seen a lot of racing out here, man, especially with the way this track is handling. Any tough spots out there?
Oh, yeah. Going through 1 and 2 is always tough, and you know the line's probably going to change as we go on. So we're way early to really see who's going to be. Hines is going to be hard to beat. But if we can find the right line and make the right adjustments, I think we can be around at the end.
All right. Well, talk to me. We just went down pit road. Any adjustments to try to get that car to stiffen up a little bit and not kind of burn the tires out on you so early?
Yeah, I did. I made some right rear and left rear adjustments and trying to free it up just a little bit, rotate through the center a little bit better. So we'll see what happens.
I like the way you think. All right, give me a shout out from the Monster Motorsports team.
I'm sorry?
Can you give me a shout? Give me some like shout outs out there, man, before I send you back to Monster Motorsports.
Yeah, shout out to all those folks that are watching tonight, North Carolina 811. But most of all, Jesus Christ, man, we're going to celebrate his birth in March church. So y'all join us, prospectmadness.com. Let's go racing, boys.
Thank you, Stoney. All right, everybody, that is Stoney Benfield. We're getting ready to get back underway here. Corey Hines will be taking us to the green flag as Barney will have it out here in just a moment. Away he goes. Look at that 57 launch. Gets away 1-2 car lengths now as he squeezes, getting ready to head into turn 1. He's got to be quick. Now, everybody on fresh tires that can't be as nice as it was before. But now Eric Schaefer and Adam Benfield will be starting right behind Corey Hines. And the key is not to let him get away. So can Eric Schaefer pass him and hold him up, or is he going to pass him and leave him? Adam Benfield, gaining 13 here on the night, may have the opportunity to get past him and then drive away from Corey Hines, seeing how fast he's been here all night. Right now, even Adam Benfield, his fastest time is still half a second slower than Corey Hines' best time out here on the track. So we'll see how that kind of weighs their options here of how this is going to go on. Has Corey Hines got the long run speed? Adam Benfield has to wait for this car to kind of come around to him to kind of run him down. But now we're seeing Benfield fall off by half a second, and he may try to pass Eric Schaefer here, which is allowing Hines to get more speed away. So they're starting to pull away from him here. And Corey Hines of Team Conti is starting to roll away with this one, as it looks like Jesse Priest is going to see these guys start turning into little itty-bitty cars. We sit along with Jesse Priest here. Taking a look, Eric Schaefer keeping it close. Right now, Schaefer, it looks like that car is starting to tighten up for him. And now it's starting to pull around these turns, and he may take a shot here at Corey Hines. Decides not to. Tug gets right in behind him again, stays just a little bit higher, which is exactly what Adam Benfield wants him to do, hang out up top. But check this out. Here it comes. Eric Schaefer squeezing between him and the wall, kind of a Days of Thunder move. He always goes to the outside, and he is. Here he comes. Eric Schaefer on the outside. And the first time here tonight, Corey Hines has been overtaken, and Eric Schaefer takes over the lead out front here at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. Excellent move out there for Eric Schaefer coming away with that pass. We definitely wanted to make sure we stayed on top of that run, because Eric Schaefer now out in front. He's got the fresh air, and now would be the key is him not overrunning that car. He's got to definitely try to keep it long run, because Corey Hines can remain consistent. There's no way that Corey Hines from over 20 laps loses 1 second. That needs to be Eric Schaefer's goal. Not lose, more than 1 second over the next 20 some odd laps here, seeing that we got back under green flag about that lap 51 mark. So they've got to keep on going as Eric Schaefer still sits in the front. Jesse Priest, he was taking a couple little looks there at Adam Benfield. Right now, Benfield is not having any luck out there getting around Corey Hines, as Hines has stayed way out in front. And now Benfield is not getting around him here. And I don't know if he's kind of waiting him out here, or if he's trying to see if he can loosen him up, or what's going on here. But here, let's take a look here on the inside of Benfield's car. as they ride along, almost scrubbing the bottom of that apron there. Love to see how aggressive they're getting. I just don't know what that means. Long run for these guys as all the Chevrolets populate the top 6. And they're looking to continue to take over. If Mike Bruno can get farther up, Mark Sikosi can get that car to stick to the track, and that should be a good run for him as they continue on through. Let's rotate on back. Martin Roberg, he's now up to 7th. He's lost 2 here on the night, unfortunately. Stoney, he's looking to see if he can make it back. He hangs out 9th. But we are going to sit here with Mark Sikosi. And Sikosi now getting on the inside of Matthew Wheeler. Wheeler in the 12th Chevrolet there. Now he's going to see if he can push him to the outside, and does not look like he's going to clear him here. Yeah, taking a look down at Sikosi. Oh, man, that's going to be close. Sikosi shooting to the inside here. Oh, almost rotates up and gets him. Oh, man. Yeah, Sikosi right now. Good job by the spotter for not telling him to move over just yet, but it looks like Sikosi's going to be under fire there by Fonseca. Fonseca with a nosedive. Dive bombs it into 3 and 4 here, and now you saw Sikosi. Sikosi let off the gas, let him rotate in front of him, cut back down to the bottom, speeds up and passes him again. So right now, whatever Keith Fonseca did, he's going to be getting an earful for that one, kind of pulling that move. And his tires are going to punish him later on in this run for kind of shooting underneath of him there. It almost looked like he stepped on the wrong pedals. He shot through 1 and 2 there. Yeah, we got a couple battles out here on the track. A few guys taking different angles, trying to see if they can get something going here. Right now, remember, Justin Cope got back onto the lead lap, but he is off pace. Right now, Cope has got to make up a 2.5 seconds just to catch the next guy in line of Timothy Davis. Timothy Davis out there in that in the Navy machine. Looks like he's got that digi blue camo there on the front. Keith Fonseca trying around Sikosi. Sikosi now sitting behind Wheeler. Stoney Benfield, he's out here almost by himself. A second in front of him is Sisler, and a 1.5 seconds behind is Mike Bruno. Brandon Banks kind of squeezed in the middle here of Martin Roberg and John Williams. Williams not being able to catch back up. Williams was originally hanging out up there in the second position, but is not finding any luck out here. I don't know if John Williams is kind of marching on back. Yeah, Thomas S. out there saying, man, I wish I could have made this race home track and it'd have been fun. The race seems to be like a good one so far. I would say it's a good one. I am not looking at a giant rash of cautions here. We've got guys racing. We got guys doing a little bit of nudging, but no crazy moves. I mean, the only thing we saw is riding along there with Sikosi or Matthew Wheeler looking back at what Keith Fonseca was doing to Sikosi there, and that was a dicey move. I just don't know if I would have tried to pull that. But we're going to rotate up front because I think right now Corey Hines is getting ready to see if he can grab a hold of Schaefer here and put Schaefer behind him. I don't know. This is looking pretty good here for Corey Hines and his run. Take a look out there to the side. Oh, yeah, get a little more air to that nose, and now he's going to take a dive here toward the bottom. Watch out for Hines. Hines is going to take a look, not just as of yet, but looking pretty close. Right now, this is an excellent move here so far by Hines to reel him back in. Was back by 0.6 seconds and now has him less than a quarter. Already seeing a pass there in the back. Looks like there's Martin Roberg gets around Brandon Banks back there. And it looks like the battle for the lead may have calmed down just a little bit, but I think Hines might be just trying to set him up here. Right now he's got two Team Conti drivers sitting behind him here. This might be some trouble out there for Schaefer. We'll check on Roberg here in just a moment as Roberg in the 37 Ford. He's gotten around Brandon Banks. Remember I said Banks was kind of pinched in the middle. Matt Sisler trying to bring it up. Sitting 8th. He doesn't want to lose the draft though. Might have to start trying to reel in Brandon Banks as much as possible. Try to figure out if they can find any kind of adjustment here. Guys are picking up pace though. as the track is starting to rubber up. Pace was hot, but it is lowering down just a little bit here the past few times. Remember, it's about 20 laps before we start seeing any sort of fall off. Fastest time for Eric Schaefer was a 33.18. His last one was a 33.94. So we are already starting to see fall off much, much sooner, but Schaefer was definitely starting to really pour on the coal there. Not letting Hines get away, so I don't know if this is going to be some trouble for both these drivers, trying to battle it out amongst each other. But no trouble as of yet. All right, let's rotate up to Martin Roberg, where it looks like John Williams, another driver, under fire again. And Martin Roberg at least trying to break back into the top 5 here, as we are only 66 laps into this race. Oh yeah, here it comes. Very close is John Williams. Right now, Martin Roberg trying to see if he can pass him here in the Kroger 37 Ford. Oh, man, this is close. Side by side they go. Yeah, look at him wheeling it. Look at him wheeling it. You can see the driver's hands on the inside, the same way Junior said, put white gloves on them so we can see their hands. And here it is, going to the inside. And right now, Martin Roberg has the position, but not yet. He hasn't cleared him. John Williams going to slide there just a little bit on the exit of 4 and loses another position. So John Williams has a total of 4 positions lost here on the night. And he's going to be having some trouble. Right now, that is the last season's champion sitting in that number 5 Chevrolet out there. And I believe last year he only had 1 win. But his consistency got him there via points race and he won it. Good moves there, so that works out really well for him. So Brandon Banks can be the next one to see if he can take over John Williams. Williams may need to see what adjustment he can make to his setup to try to get him back competitive. I don't know what fall off is going on out there or what is different. I don't know if adding some tape to the front end of that car might help try to get that thing to rotate a little more than he, that way it works out better for him. Yep, here we go. Williams now back under fire again. Looking to see if Williams is going to be able to hold on to it here. Banks has already tried to dive bomb a couple of people here tonight. He might try to do it again. 54 machine starting to reel him in. Oh, man, almost gives him a nudge. Almost gives him a nudge there. Taking a look right now off the left quarter panel here of John Williams. Back at Brandon Banks. Banks taking a shot here to the inside. Man, right now, that's one thing when you're out there on the track. There's enough stressy racing, making sure you're hitting your marks. But when you got a guy back there beating up that rear bumper, you're having a hard time concentrating. Because right now, if Brandon Banks nudges him here, John Williams is about to be in a lot of trouble here. Right now, he's not going to be in any sort of condition to really battle back against him here. Here's another angle. Here it comes. Right now, Banks trying to hold on to it here. If he can rotate out of that turn, he's not going to get it. There it is. Shot to the inside as right now we sit there looking with John Williams out the driver window. Brandon Banks going to see if he can hold close to him here as they shoot down that front stretch. So far, so good. Brandon Banks makes the breakaway, and right now, that means John Williams look like he slightly nudges the wall here. Williams to the inside. He's going to take another shot at him here. Yeah, I give it here to John Williams, not going up and cutting off Brandon Banks. Banks got super crazy through that last couple of turns, now, which has now allowed John to get right back alongside him again. Here's the dive into one. Right now they're trying to see if they can keep him off. As they'll rotate through, Banks clears him. Boy. Uh-oh. Something happened to Martin Roberg there. It looks like he got insanely loose coming out of that turn. Wow. All right, let's get back up front where I think we got a battle for the lead. Looks like Corey Hines is getting back underneath Schaefer here. Almost 3 wide. That was close. Almost taking an angle here. And now Corey Hines regains the lead. He's going to see if he can hold Eric Schaefer up a little deeper into the turn, and he does. 83 of Benfield trying to see if he can square him off here, and he can't do it. Right now, Schaefer getting the lead back here. May have the turn exit speed. He's getting a little more. He's only ahead by about a fender. Right now, Benfield's sitting behind him. Maybe he can aim for a better turn. Oh, Corey Hines into the side of him. Right now, Hines is kind of bumping him around a little bit here. Not looking too good. Great angles here as we get up into the Goodyear blimp. And Corey Hines regains the lead. Eric Schaefer looks like he may be playing chase here for a little while. But Adam Benfield looking underneath. Benfield in the 83, trying to see if he can find the right angle. Get underneath of him here. Good shot here by Eric Schaefer. Like his helmet. Looks good. What a race here so far as we enter lap 77. Halfway through it here. Now we're to 78. Remember, the next stint ends at 90. These guys only got about 12 or 13 laps left to go here in this run. Man, look at that. Adam Benfield definitely rotating through that turn a lot better here than Eric Schaefer. Squeeze him up toward the wall. Good angle. Now Eric Schaefer having to straighten it out here. And Adam's going to get the best of him on this turn exit. So rotate on through 83. Oh, Spotter says not yet. Good thing. Yeah, as Eric Schaefer trying to battle it back here. Adam Benfield, oh, it's still on the inside, trying to work him here. That 4 is just not giving up. The battle between these two guys has allowed a 1 second gain by Corey Hines, allowing Hines to get away. And just continue watching these two battle it out here. Still letting it happen. I love seeing it. Right now, this makes drivers happy. They enjoy clean racing out there. Ooh, man. Oh, man, that's close. Did you see Eric Schaefer definitely make that swipe across the back there? Almost makes contact with Adam Benfield, but now he's going to have his 14th position. So Adam Benfield, the hardest charger here of the night. No one's even gotten halfway that close. Keith Fonseca's only gained 6, and Jesse Priest has only gained 6. Check back here on Keith Fonseca, who's gotten around Craig Parks and Mark Sikosi. Looks like Justin Cope is down in pit road for an extended amount of time. Crumley is taking it back to the garage. Boy, they're going to hate that. Right now, Mike Bruno oddly slow here tonight as he's sitting in that 10th position. But it looks like Fonseca's starting to reel him in. Only a couple tenths after a few laps, but not too bad. It's not like he's running on him like he's on fire. But he is making up some time. Craig Parks trying to reel in Keith Fonseca here. About 9 laps till still stage caution. Still rolling on through here. There's the move. That's the one to the inside. Craig Park's going to see if he can take a shot here at him. On the inside line. Does he have anything for him? Trying to see if he can clear him here. Man, aggressive driving back there by Sikosi. Sikosi shoots to the outside. Man. Yeah, not only is Craig Parks not being able to pass Keith Fonseca here, and there's the contact. Craig Parks pops him right there on the side. Now we are 3 wide heading into the turn. Right now, Sikosi pinched. Matthew Wheeler on the outside. Somebody's going to get a dent here. Oh, there's one. Sikosi on the side of Wheeler. Wheeler getting nudged again. Yeah, right now Sikosi has been in a boatload of trouble here tonight as he just can't seem to find a place where he's not under fire, under pressure, or getting pinched. But this track seems to be holding up well as it definitely starts to rubber up. You notice that low line is becoming a lot more favorable for these drivers instead of riding about halfway up. Hines driving off of this one. Schaefer enjoyed his time in the light there for a while, but off by 2.5 seconds. That adjustment is not going to hold out for him to go ahead and win this race here tonight unless we end up with an unscheduled caution. Which right now, the way these guys are driving out here, I definitely don't see that happening. Definitely you guys are looking to join an Xfinity League here. NSR is doing an excellent job at hosting an admin in one. Definitely might want to check them out on Facebook if you were looking to sign up. I know they do have minimum requirements out here, so definitely make sure your I rating is up, your safety level is up, and you've raced in the Xfinity cars before. Definitely not collecting rookies out there. They definitely want to make sure this kind of racing stays as clean as possible and extremely competitive. So you can grab a hold of Mark Sikosi or any of the other admins out here and kind of pitch them an idea or try to come out here and race. They will be considering doing another fundraiser race here pretty soon. Be excited to see that one go down. The last one went pretty well out there at Dega. Right now, Craig Parks looks like he's trying to see if he can fire underneath a Keith Fonseca here, but that is a couple of times we've seen Craig Parks take a shot underneath and then come out way loose on the turn exit. I don't know if he needs to feather that throttle a little bit or he's just trying to push it a little too hard coming out of the turn. Craig Parks right now holds on to 11th, but that's only for the moment. See if they can fly on through here. No can do. Right now, Parks is still being squeezed down toward the bottom. And it looks like the 17 is going to definitely have his hands full here of trying to get around him. Right now, Fonseca not interested in giving up here. This will be an opportunity for where they're going to restart this race. I'm sure Parks is definitely looking for an inside line restart here as long as everybody pits the same. He clears Fonseca. It doesn't look like I think Fonseca's going to have anything for him, except he's going to aim for the inside. We've seen Fonseca dive bomb before. Almost take out Sikosi, but no can do. Everybody having to check up. Fonseca, Wheeler, and Sikosi. That is your 12, 13, and 14 drivers. Right now, the only ones out here really doing battle on the track is everybody's separated by almost 2.5 seconds amongst themselves. Wheeler taking a look here on the inside. I don't think he's going to have enough. Wheeler going to shoot here to the inside. Now he's got one lap to do it before the pace car comes back out and starts putting more mileage on that odometer. Wheeler clears him here for that 12th spot, moving Fonseca back again. Fonseca's going to get right behind him. Might give him a nudge. Yeah, he does. Gives him a shot into 3. Wow, Keith Fonseca's going to be using his pit crew to definitely pull out that bumper. So the chrome horn doesn't mean anything out there to Wheeler as Wheeler continues rolling it on through as we are here for our final stage caution. Hines, Benfield, and Schaefer sit 1, 2, and 3. That means Jesse Priest, Martin Roberg round out our top 5. Brandon Banks, Matt Sisler, John Williams, Stoney Benfield, and Mike Bruno are our top 10 drivers. Adjustments are definitely going to need to be made. You can see the black streaks out there on these turns, so the track is rubbering up. So definitely as these lines start to jam up there on the track, there will either be slick spots or there will be sticky spots, and they've got to find out how they want to set their car up for this last stint. They've got 110 laps to the end. Which means there may be a good chance we are going to require at least one green flag stop heading into this one. Alrighty, as everybody is pitting out here, we're going to go ahead and cut to commercial and we'll be right back.
What a nice day to install my new mailbox.
Hi there, friend. I'm Dig Safely Man. My job is to ensure you call 811 before you dig.
Why do I need to do that?
Vital utilities like natural gas and electric run just beneath the Earth's surface. Damaging them can cause service interruption, environmental hazards, or personal injury.
I thought only contractors had to call before they dig, so homeowners do too.
Call 3 business days before you dig unless you have X-ray vision. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below. Before you dig, visit nc811.org to learn more.
Cars double filing out here on the track. Corey Hines will be starting next to Eric Schaefer. Adam Benfield and Martin Roberg will be row number 2. Brandon Banks, Jesse Priest will be row 3. John Williams and Matt Sisler row 4. And row 5 will be Mike Bruno and Stoney Benfield. Right now, most of everybody took 4 tires and fuel. A couple of guys may have had to change a few things up. Mark Sikosi, 26 seconds in his pit box, along with Timothy Davis at 32 seconds. So maybe trying to fix a little bit of that damage and come back out here and be very, very competitive. That should be a good run. try to fix a couple of the dents, but we'll be back underway here in just a moment as the pace truck is getting ready to rock on off the side of the track. And it looks like right now, with the way these guys are driving, this may be our last caution pace lap. As Corey Hines, Eric Schaefer take us to our next restart here to start Section 3 at lap 96. Hines to start on the inside, swings high to get a good turn entry here. That's actually working out very well for him as Adam Benfield is taking a look to the inside. Eric Schaefer's going to tuck in behind Corey Hines and see if he can keep Benfield from rotating up top the way he wants to. And the top three are already making a half a second breakaway over the rest of the field. No can do for anybody else. Looks like they're not going to be competitive up there with him. Seeing how fast right now Corey Hines is running. 1 second between him and at least fifth place between him and Brandon Banks. So Corey Hines, definitely fresh air is working for him, and he will not be beat here tonight as he continues his push. But Brandon Banks here to battling here for that fourth position, and it looks like Matthew Wheeler spins off the track here. Does not bring out a caution. Let's see what happens to Wheeler. He's in the red car. I don't know if he had to check up there because of Bruno or if those tires just weren't warm yet, and around he goes. So now Wheeler way off pace. He's going to be about 8 seconds before he finds anybody out there. So we'll keep an eye out for where he ends up. Benfield is trying to chase down Hines. Hines already making a breakaway. Schaefer sits third. Roberg is fourth. And it looks like Williams, Sisler, and Priest going at it here. Right now, Stoney Benfield watching them all battle it in front. Williams makes a getaway. Sisler and Priest are now going to go at it. 66 machine of Sisler down onto the bottom, clears it. Right now, the 0 car, Jesse Priest. Trying to see if he can hold on to it here as we come up on our halfway point of the race. Little trouble out here on the track as we've already had one little spin out, but no caution came out for Matthew Wheeler. Right now, Wheeler having no luck in any sort of a caution or anybody else under any sort of trouble. So Wheeler going to be seeing if he can chase them back down. He may have to consider a 2-tire stop to at least shave off some time to get caught back up to these guys. But there may be different strategies out here, but I don't know if it's going to last. Seeing how far back they're going to have to go. Let's sit right back and look at Craig Parks trying to take on. Looks like right now it looks like Mark Sikosi again. These two are going at it, trying to see if they can catch up to Mike Bruno as well. Bruno definitely been kind of quiet here tonight. He's started 8th, sitting now 10th, and is just kind of running his own race, not really being in any problems. Closest problem to him was Wheeler coming off the track there. Doesn't seem to be any other trouble out there on the track. All right, let's see if we can float through some of our drivers out there. Well, Brandon Banks now sits 5th. Martin Roberg is our 4th place driver, and looking to see if there's any sort of different things going on out here on the track. Man, Roberg definitely winding that car out, getting it to the top of the RPMs as high as he can get him to go. This is so far so good. Benfield is still within a quarter of a second of Corey Hines, but I wouldn't say any lead is safe, or they're going to be able to get Corey Hines behind him for the remainder of this race. Hines has kind of been figured out by Benfield, as Benfield has been charging forward, but it is not looking like it. Oh, Johnny Taylor out there saying he missed it. Missed it. What you missed? Did you miss Matthew Wheeler going off track, or did you miss the race? Because I don't see you out here, Johnny. Definitely would like to see you out here on the track trying to try to outwit Corey Hines there from Team Conti. See if you can put another driver behind you out there. So we got a couple of guys trying to see if they can find a couple different angles out here, but it's just not happening. Johnny Taylor saying they missed the race. Yeah, definitely hate to see you missing it out here at the Worldwide Technology Center. 1.25 mile track out here in Madison, Illinois. Track temperatures are still looking pretty good out there. Right now it's not causing any trouble. 81 degrees out there on the track. I'm sure they'd like it a little bit warmer. That way the track is just slightly a little bit sticky. I've seen some drivers actually right there on the backfields were riding along with John Williams. Actually hit that opening and catch that wall. Fortunately, none of them are doing that, but that means at least a good portion of these drivers have all come down and pit, or have at least practiced out here. We'll sit along with Corey Hines here, and you'll see what I mean. As we come down the backstretch here, you'll see the wall kind of fall out right there, and then guys will pop right there at that light and rip the right front corner off. Now that's sometimes a dirty move when you got guys racing on the inside of you. They'll try to push you into that opening and then fade away. But check this out. Adam Benfield is, I mean, only a quarter of a second behind, but he is not a second and a half behind that, where Eric Schaefer is trying to figure out what he's going to do to try to run these guys down. I don't think he's going to have anything for him here tonight. Man, that's close. Sorry, Eric Schaefer was getting close to that opening, like I was saying. I don't know if that's going to come in later on in the race. Any trouble out here, so it looks like a whole nother pack has formed. Stoney still getting kind of having that race where he's caught right in the middle of Jesse Priest and Mike Bruno, and then Priest is getting away and Bruno's slowing down, so Stoney's caught right in the center. And I don't know if he made an adjustment to try to see if he can catch one or the other. But right now we're looking at Mike Bruno, Craig Parks, Mark Sikosi, Keith Fonseca, and Timothy Davis should be rounding out our field. Matthew Wheeler, light year off. About 10.5 seconds off of that. Right now he's going to be getting nervous here in a little while, in about another 20 or 30 laps. If Corey Hines is going to catch him here. Right now Cope is still hanging out in his pit box. I would assume that Cope is probably spotting for the remainder of his team, who are still out there on the track. Mark Sikosi and Stoney Benfield. .91 laps left in this race. These guys still do battle out here. Definitely working on it hard. Trying to figure out if they got anything for us out here. Guys out there in the chat, light it up a little bit for me. As this is the Worldwide Technology Center. Used to be Gateway. We only got probably definitely another, like I said, about 90 laps to go. Less than that now. And we move on to a different track next week. Which should be a pretty interesting one, which I'm excited to see, of Iowa Speedway. Now, I've even done a charity race of guys at Iowa Speedway, and it has got bumps that cars bottom out in. It's got ones that the wheel will jerk side to side out there on the track. I think that's why they stopped racing in Iowa, because it's about impossible to hold on to the wheel at that track. Seeing how bumpy it is. So a lot of guys say the only way to race that track is you've got to hit the right line, and you've got to feather the throttle. You can't. It's not a turn and stab kind of driving. Like we saw the finale out there with the Doghouse Racing League. Hopefully you guys were able to tune into that one as well. We kind of rode around with a couple of drivers at their different driving habits. Some guys how they were leaning into the gas, and then some of them were at, getting halfway through the turn and then stabbing it to the floor. So it kind of was different ways, but the guy who was leaning more into the gas was the one that was ahead by almost 3.5 seconds over the rest of the field. Johnny A. Taylor out there is saying Iowa, it's a fun multi-green track. Yes, it is, but I don't know if the bumps, the guys I was calling it for were Craftsman trucks, and it was actually moving the back end of the field to try and slide the back of the truck, and it was sliding them around pretty bad, which was very difficult out there. I raced on it myself, not in the Xfinities. But it's tough. I know. I think I raced in the Arcas at one point, and it jerks the wheel around pretty bad. So if you don't have an open setup, these guys may have to raise up the suspension just a little bit. That way they can go ahead and expect any kind of suspension travel, or definitely work on the dampening part of it before they start getting the turns squared away. So hopefully we'll see Johnny Taylor rejoin his team out here next week to take on Iowa and see how that number 3 car does out there. Race still led by Corey Hines out of Benfield is sitting second. Eric Schaefer sits third. Martin Roberg is fourth, and Brandon Banks rounding out our top 5. John Williams has fallen out of the top 3 where he originally started the race. He sits down in 6th. Sisler gaining, trying to get at least back where he was. He's in 7th. Priest has gained 2 to hit 8th. Stoney Benfield drops down 5 into 9th, and Craig Parks gaining 4 into the 10th position in his Chevrolet. Great racing out here so far. I would love to see if there's going to be any more side-by-side, or if anybody's going to kind of wedge next to each other here. But it looks like everybody kind of checking in and checking out a little bit, or definitely doing some different tire strategies out here and seeing if they can do anything different out there. I don't know if there is a possibility that somebody's going to have an idea or an option or an ability to make that adjustment out there, especially since we got to pit at least one more time before we make it to the end. We are riding along with Mark Sikosi here. He is loose. Loose. Boy, what a time to tune in. See how Mark Sikosi's doing out here. Racing here so far. Take a look out here into the chat. Richie out there saying go faster, faster. No, Stoney Benfield. Johnny Taylor saying the front two are conserving tires. They're out there by about 3.5 seconds over the rest of the field. And they're conserving tires. So, Johnny out there in the chat, if you can help fill in some of our viewers out there on these setups. I don't know if these guys are spending hours and hours and hours setting up, but it's, how does Team Conti getting these kind of setups to just kind of go all out? If this is kind of a winning setup out there, where can somebody find something like that? I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's a setup, everybody has to tweak it as soon as you get it to fit the driver. But really to set the car up and then being able to get it to that point where the tweaks can be made, everything's square. But where can another iRacer or another driver out here on the circuit find what kind of setups these guys are doing, and be competitive out there? If these guys, anybody else out here in the field wants to race alongside and try to keep up with Team Conti here, that would actually be really helpful. I've seen like Marconi setup shops. They've done some things out there. I've seen a couple different ones. I know like Simrap Market has some setups as well as paints. And there are a couple of different guys out there who do setups. I was just wondering if Team Conti kind of how they set up their cars. because they are just right now at this point on the track untouchable. These guys have definitely got to have high I ratings out there, which Corey Hines has one I haven't seen quite that high before. And I'm interested to see how he is not pro, seeing that he is able to get in the high splits. I can't seem to get out of the terrible splits where I can't, make it a lap and a half without somebody putting me on the wall. And ruining my night, but that's nor here nor there. Hines still out in the lead. Adam Benfield is second. Eric Schaefer is third. Still a respectable spot, seeing that he is making a breakaway away from Martin Roberg and Brandon Banks. Banks not really setting it back here, waiting to see if he's going to consider making a move. But he looks like he's going to follow along for the 37 for the past 20 laps or so. He's not really pressed him here at all. Johnny Williams, who's been under fire here all night, looks like he's about to get a little bit of Sisler here. Sisler looking toward the inside is the 66 Ford going for it here as he sits 7th. See if we can take a ride along here with Sisler. See if he can pass John Williams here. Good job by Sisler not firing underneath of him here. As you can see there in the distance, it looks like Brandon Banks might finally be putting the 37 to the test. Yeah, I'm interested to see if Sisler's going to bounce him here a little bit. He's had to check up a few times. Adam Benfield is now half a second off the pace. He was a quarter of a second. I don't know if something happened or he got a little loose out there on the track. Behind is now starting to take off here. I think Wheeler is about to be in threat of going a lap down. Here's the shot. Oh, Sisler. So close. Right now, this is great work here by Sisler. Almost getting into John Williams there, but it doesn't. So that's an excellent drive here by these two guys not getting bumped into each other. Right now, we're going to move up here to Brandon Banks, looking at Martin Roberg. And I think Jesse Priest is our driver who's crashed out here on the track. Jesse Priest in the 0 Chevrolet getting turned around here on lap 125. Let's see if we can take a look and see what happens. Oh. Yep, that's what did it. That was the end of it. Yeah, I think that may have been Craig Parks that was right behind him there. Yeah, I can't really blame Parks at all here. Seeing that the Jesse Priest was rotating up the track. You see where the rubber is, so Priest is lucky that everybody else had some heads-up driving there and didn't catch him. Yeah, actually, that was Sisler that caught him. All right, we'll see if anybody is deciding to come down pit, and they all are. Now would be a good time for everybody to make that last adjustment, or second to last adjustment. Right now, this may be enough fuel to make it to the end. Ooh, that Benfield. It beats him off of pit road. Adam Benfield with a 14:62 pit stop time. Corey Hines had a 15-second pit stall time. So definitely some tire spin cost him position here, but that may be a-okay with the way Corey Hines has been driving. Priest still down pit road, so is Matthew Wheeler. I expect to see Wheeler be able to make it back out onto the track before anything goes down. Be a good time to mention the NC811. Since 1978, they have provided fast and easy communications link with your local utility providers. They give them the information about your excavation, they transfer the information to the utilities, and then your utilities send out locators to mark out your publicly managed underground lines for free. Contact 811 or 1-800-632-4949 3 working days before you plan on digging. So definitely, if you're a general contractor out there, or you're even doing your own digging out in the yard, I know I considered getting an excavator and digging up a pond, and definitely trying to deepen and widen it there. Definitely want to call these guys and make sure you get all your utility lines and everything marked out, figured out where they are and how deep they are. That way you are safe and good to go out there on your land or wherever you are, even in your on your property. You can get that done. Right now we're seeing Stoney Benfield. He is back there in that 9th position, looking to see if he can kind of come from behind here and see if he can make up a little bit of distance on the rest of the field. Right now he's just unable to get that car to kind of pull around the way he wants it to. Matthew Wheeler heading his way back down pit road. Looks like a freaky fast racing league out there on the number 12 car. So look, let's see if they got anything going on out there. All right, now it looks like he's just trying to fix some more of that damage. Yes, the Priest will check a look at him. See if we can get a kind of a chase here. What the car is looking like. Ouch. Looks like they were able to put at least something back on it. He's got a huge downforce problem here for the remainder of the night. All right, pace truck should be heading on off this time by. We cross the line, we should be about 70 laps left to go. And Benfield is going to take the start from the outside line. And Corey Hines is going to get right in behind him here. No trouble. All right, let's rotate back to John Williams. Williams needs to make sure he's on point this time. Rotates up, Mark Roberg, contact a little bit there with the wall. We see a little bit of scrubbing. John Williams trying to see if he can get up back into the 4th position. Right now, Roberg is rotating that outside very, very well here as they get through 3 and 4. No trouble out there on the track. Already looks like Sisler under fire out there. Sisler may be having some trouble there on the inside. All the outside's working. John Williams has him here for just a moment. Williams into him. And we got a driver around. I think that's Sikosi around. Caution. Wow. If Sikosi kept that off the wall, that was impressive. Because pieces are flying off of cars up here. All right, let's kind of see how this one kind of unravels here. See if we can get a little bit closer. Oh, the 17's in the wall. Oh, so, what? Whoops. Wow. Looks like Craig Parks may have clipped the wall there, and I think Sikosi jerked because he saw something happening. And may have caused trouble. You see 37 gets nudged. 17's in the wall at the same time. 37 loses the rear spoiler. And Sikosi heads off the track. But he keeps it off the wall. Not bad. Yeah, unfortunately, I think the only problem is with Sikosi, who he had clipped here. 92 loses a hood. So Timothy Davis ends up in some problems, but it looks like they went ahead and put the hood back on. iRacing, fantastic job. All right, so we got some back-to-back cautions here. Remember, we should have plenty of tires down pit. Wheeler, Roberg, Brandon Banks, Mark Sikosi, Jesse Priest, Craig Parks come revisit pit road here. I believe a couple more drivers did as well. Mike Bruno, Keith Fonseca, Timothy Davis. And I believe Matthew Wheeler, he came down as well, trying to square that car away. Remember, he had a good bit of damage to that race car out there. Not looking too bad now. All right, pace car lights remain on. No one rejoining back down pit road to see if they need some more repairs. Somebody who was in repair for a long time here, Brandon Banks. He was down in pit road for over a minute. It looks like he's coming back down pit road again. I don't know if something's going on with Banks here, but this isn't looking good. Remember Martin Roberg, he was the one who got clipped into the wall there by Williams. So Banks on an extended pit stop here. No tires being taken by this Xfinity car. This Chevrolet spending now 20 seconds in the box. Back out he goes, 23 seconds. So right now, Brandon Banks having a heck of a time. Going up there, rolling around in the top 5 or just outside, depending on who he had passed. He is now going to be down in 15th. We'll be back under green here in just a moment. Pace car lights are off. Everybody should be clumping back together here. Remember I said Brandon Banks is 15th, so that's him hauling butt across the start-finish line there. So the number 15 you see hitting 1 and 2, he's got to play catch-up here pretty quick. Pace car speed is at 55. So you better get it on a roll here. Go. Yep. Brandon Banks gets caught up here, and now he's going to be trying to chase these guys down once again. A lot of work left to do here for Banks to see if he can fight his way back to the front. Let's get up here to the front where I see the number 4 of Eric Schaefer fighting around with John Williams. Williams trying to get back for a top 3 spot, and he is. Right now, Schaefer going to have to check out a little bit. Stoney sits 6th now, as Sisler shoots around the outside of Schaefer. Sisler now up to his highest spot here of the night. Right now, 4th and 5th, but he's still having to hold on to it. Right now, Sisler might fall to Eric Schaefer here, as Schaefer still holding that inside line, and now Sisler going to stick it in there. Trying to drive it in a little bit deeper there on the outside. Looks like, oh yeah, there's the contact there with Eric Schaefer. Schaefer having to take that nudge. He might remember that. So I might shoot a shot here, as it looks like Eric Schaefer dives down toward the bottom, decides not to connect with the 66. He might rotate up and touch him as the left side tires touch the paint. Sisler not having that turn exit speed the way we just saw Eric Schaefer have. And Stoney Benfield's going to take advantage of that. Inside line for Benfield now it looks like Sisler sits on the outside. That 139 under the way. This is the battle right now for that 5th spot, as Benfield is now taking another look on the inside. Oh yeah, Stoney going up there, touching that left rear quarter panel, let him know you're there, and then try to shoot underneath. The 5 machinist John Williams working on Corey Hines, as Hines is now on the outside. So good battles here in the top 5 as Stoney Benfield gets nailed there by Matt Sisler. Sisler loose out of 4. Gets into Stoney Benfield. He keeps it out of the concrete barrier, and now he's going to sit back in 6th, but at least he has a complete race car. He's in danger of blowing that one apart, but we are sitting just about 60 laps before the end of this one. So far, so good. I definitely love seeing these side-by-side racing out here. I don't know about you guys, but it's definitely looking pretty good, especially when they get to these restarts. Last about 15 laps. And then everybody's single file just trying to tick off these laps and get to the end. Definitely hate getting smoked out early in the run. But the driver, somebody who's actually way off pace, way back here, is Jesse Priest. Remember, Priest was a top 5 driver. Definitely had some damage back there on 125 is where he suffered most of his damage. Now he has been doing nothing but trying to battle back. But really hats off to him to continue racing here tonight. And trying to put some laps down. Brandon Banks from that 15th spot has gotten up to 13th. He's chasing down Martin Roberg, who had got in some contact there with John Williams. Ended up in some rear end damage. Parks with about a minute in his pit box. Looked like they may have squared that thing away. He does have some damage on the rear end of that car still. So he may be really battling lack of rear downforce or too much downforce, seeing how that spoiler's a bit crooked there in the back. All right, let's rotate up front, where right now I see Schaefer trying to see if he can get John Williams to give up that 3rd place spot again. Schaefer heading into this turn. Boy, he saw that 5 coming down on him here. Right now, Schaefer might want to rotate up, let him know you're there, give him a little bump. Is that, sometimes they don't quite know. Spotter may say somebody's there, but you never believe what he says. You gotta believe what the guy hitting you is saying. So right now, Benfield, Hines, and John Williams, Team Conti owning all the podium spots here tonight. As we get lap 144 underway, Sisler now 5th. Stoney Benfield looking to see if he can catch back up. And this may be the battle rekindling here, as Stoney Benfield's taking a look on the inside. So now the 75 of Stoney here, trying to take a look. Let's see if we can ride along with Stoney Benfield here. 75 machine, definitely a lot of steering effort put in to get that thing to turn. Maybe running a 14 or 16 to 1 steering ratio, so that'll help save his tires here tonight. Taking a look there with Stoney, seeing what he had going on. Looked like that front end just wasn't diving in far enough. The only way he'd be able to combat that is kind of adding more right rear spring. So I think that's what he's trying to do with the tire pressure. It's trying to increase a little more of that right rear ride height to get that left front to dip into the turn. So right now, Stoney Benfield is kind of fighting a tight race car there on the front end. And trying to see if he can keep it going. Sisler catching up to Eric Schaefer now, and Schaefer not as fast as he was earlier in this race. Sisler actually falling off pace here a good bit. Right now, I'm seeing Sisler is going to be running in Eric Schaefer. Schaefer off by a second now from third place. So a couple cautions here lately have kind of offset pit some of these guys. Some of them have pit on lap 127, others on 133. And that may come into play later on here for the race when these guys have to come in and take tires or not. There we go. Looks like Benfield has got it. Stoney out in front now recaptures a top 5 here. Gets around Matt Sisler's Ford and keeps going. Right now, Stoney Benfield is now saying, all right, Sisler, if you couldn't pass Eric Schaefer, I'm going to try. So now he's all over Eric Schaefer. Yeah, right now, that's about half a tongue twister here. Eric Schaefer, Stoney Benfield, and Matt Sisler. Any more S's here? I'm going to start whistling. But we'll take a look as Benfield is trying to see if he can find an angle around it here. Right now, Eric Schaefer getting away just in time. Benfield's going to be all over him here. Remember I said Benfield's fighting a tight race car there in the front. I don't know if Stoney's going to be able to drop down as low toward the apron that everybody else has been. Man, Stoney really making that swipe, and you see how close these guys are running out here. Because if Stoney makes contact, he turns him here. So that is getting super close as we sit here on the gearbox of Eric Schaefer, looking back at Stoney Benfield. And Schaefer is now sitting over 2 seconds off of Williams here. Williams all of a sudden coming into the right adjustment that he made down pit road. He's now able to hang with his two teammates up front. Benfield looking for a shot here. Get more up top so we can see if he's going to take a peek. Oh, Benfield having a shoot around the side here. So it looks like Schaefer may have brake checked him there. Which got Stoney a bit out of sorts there. So I'm wondering how this is going to do for Stoney's tires. He is one of the drivers that came in on 127. Only about 5 or 6 laps later that we had the last caution right after that one. Take a look back here at Timothy Davis. Right now I'm looking to see if Davis and Fonseca's got something going on here. So right now Fonseca Chevrolet is out in front of Timothy's Ford. They're taking an eyeball for it here. About 49 laps left to go. Now the 92 is trying to see if he can reel him in. Both these guys have moved up at least 3 positions here on the night. This has been going pretty well here so far. Guaranteeing an untimely caution out here would definitely shuffle up the field. Probably for the not for the best, especially for the Team Conti guys that are out front, because they would be pressed for a decision whether to take tires or not. Right now they've fallen off that 1 second mark now from their fastest time out there on the track. So if everybody took tires, you'd have about, if you took tires, about 12 guys behind them would end up being faster than they would be. They just have to figure out either to hold out or if they do pit. Guys may stay out and then just try to block, see if they can hold them back. But looks like everything's A-okay now. Stoney has gone ahead and gotten around Eric Schaefer. And now we're going to try to see how Stoney passed him here back on lap 153. good run off of 4. Takes an eyeball here to the inside. Takes a look. Gets him clear. Nice pass. Ooh. Eric Schaefer going up there and giving him a nudge as he gets through the turn. Stoney holding on to it, and away they go. All right. All right, Mike Bruno might be marking back here as Keith Fonseca has started to make up time here on the past few laps. He's been about a tenth faster each lap over top of Bruno. Oh, Timothy Davis, hold on to it. Right now he squeezes down and he's able to hold on to that car. The 92 Ford kicks out on him, which is not wanted. Matthew Wheeler's going to see if he can pass Timothy Davis from that little folly he had up there. They're going to keep it on going right now, Bruno. Yeah, you see how much they're having to play with the gas there from the backfiring from the motor. They're definitely kind of switching it up here a little bit due to the tire wear. I want to give it to each and every one of these guys for giving each other enough space. Somebody's not driving quite your line. Normally, I've seen some guys go up there and start giving a nudge to somebody else and, you know, kind of recommend pushing them out of the way. But not in this case, you know, kind of giving them a little bump and run. Or some different things guys might try out there, but that is not happening here in the NSR League. Guys definitely running these Xfinities as hard as they can, especially with these open setups. Like I said, if you guys are looking to looking at the Facebook page, looking to see if you want to race with these guys who are an open setup Xfinity League, check out the NSR Xfinity League. They've got a lot of things going on out here. And definitely looking for sponsors as well. If you're looking to get your sponsor on a car, on a race, or even on a flag out here, every time a caution comes out, we can give you a shout out when the caution comes out. Definitely get a hold of one of the admins here of the NSR Xfinity League, and we can hook you up with some sponsorship and get you some more some guys looking at what you've got out there. Whether you're a power washing company, whether you're a general contractor, you do anything for sim racing, or if you even do anything for veterans. I know Vet to Track out there is also doing sponsorship out there as well. Trying to help vets out there with PTSD, getting them out there on the track, and certain things like that. So any kind of sponsorship out there, you can even sponsor an entire race out here. But tonight is the Gateway 250 here at the Worldwide Technology Center. We are starting to really tick off these laps. Taking a look at the number 61, Keith Fonseca, looking like he was thinking about dive bombing there, but decided not to. Got hard on the brakes. And we are trying to see if we can drum it up, make it a little better here. Trying to see if they can find another angle. Let's see if we can find what Sisler's doing. They are definitely giving some moving around. Right now, Sisler, I see him popping out to the inside. I don't know if that's exactly the right area he's going to want to be to try to get around Schaefer, or if he's trying to block Mike Bruno here from making a move. Sisler trying to see if he can find some sort of an area here. It's got to be really deflating out there, I got to admit, seeing the rest of the field driving off by almost 4 to 5 seconds off the rest of the field. And not being able to reel them in as they continue to really pour on the pressure here. Right now, that is an interesting sign as we're riding along with Sisler here. That was him pressing the clutch in. I'm wondering if we're having to save for fuel because he came in on lap 127. I'm wondering if he's not going to make it. Yeah. Sessler's doing everything he can to try to save some fuel, so that should be a telltale sign. That what we're going to see here is we got guys that are kind of Going to be scraping the bottom of the tank here, trying to see if he can get every last drop out of it here. That is not looking good. I wonder if anybody else out there is doing the same thing. Let's see if we can check up here with John Williams and see if anything's going on with him at the same time. Because if Sisler is able to save enough fuel to make it to the end, and these guys aren't considering that, he would be an absolute hero if he is saving at the right time and being able to get just enough fuel to make it to the end. Yeah, it doesn't look like any Team Conti's having to save any fuel out here. Sisler's, I wonder if he's just getting concerned he might not make it. All the drivers behind Sisler pit on later laps than him. Second has really been on a roll, gaining 10 positions here on the night. This is looking pretty good here for Fonseca, as he's been really on the move. Track temperature has cooled down a bit, and he is starting to really pick up the pace. I give it to Fonseca, starting out in 17th. Kind of reeling these guys in. Sisler trying to run down Schaefer. That'll be for the 5th position. I think Bruno has just lost a position to Fonseca as he gains the 7th position he had been holding for. And Mark Sikoshi, he started in the top 10. He's now sitting outside the top 10. In 11th in that number 8 machine. Trying to see if he can fight his way back to the front here, but not really finding any sort of opportunities out here, seeing that everybody's getting pretty spread apart. John Williams was hanging up there with Adam Benfield and Corey Hines, but has now fallen off by a second. His last lap time is a 34.89. Which now Benfield and Corey Hines had almost matched that time, but still a tenth faster. So John Williams has steadily been losing some time out here on the track, and they're trying to see if they're going to consider needing to pit. I would still question Sisler in his clutching this early into the stint. If he knows he's not going to make it. Here's Mike Bruno taking a look there to the inside of Fonseca, and Fonseca's been on a roll. And now Sisler. Sisler putting Schaefer under fire here into the inside of Schaefer. Schaefer trying to see if he can hold on to it here. Right now, Schaefer doing a fantastic job on the outside line, picking up the pace, the 4 holding on to it here. And now he breaks free. Sisler having to charge back and try to see if he can get him again. Excellent run there by Eric Schaefer to fend off Matt Sisler. Sisler holding on to it, though. He's going to try to come back and attack again through 3 and 4. Excellent run. Here's another shot. Right now, Sisler trying to make a run for it here as they head into turn 1 and 2. Looks like Eric Schaefer might have to fight it off here. Looking back at the 4. 4 taking a look. Can't get it. Sisler clears him. Sisler trying to move to the inside to keep the draft off of Eric Schaefer. Schaefer now going to be chasing. Schaefer gets a good rotate through, but we've seen Sisler being able to clear this turn and actually make up some distance. He gets a little bit right there. As we can see, Eric Schaefer fall back just a little bit farther that last lap. So we've got a little bit of action out here onto the track. A couple of guys out there pushing and fighting, but not too many really battling around a whole lot. Timothy Davis might be getting Matthew Wheeler on him here in just a moment. Number 12 taking a look here. Right now this is Matthew Wheeler we're riding along with, number 12 Chevrolet here. Trying to see if he can fight back and get Timothy Davis here. Remember, Wheeler ended up with some damage. He has fought back up to the 10th spot. Boy, they're definitely swaying coming out of 2 there. You might want to be careful. I don't know how long that's going to hold out. Sikosi looking to the inside of Wheeler. No can do. Looks like everything calms down there for just a bit. Bruno's taking a look there at Fonseca. Seeing if he can get him back. Williams, 2.5 seconds off Benfield's pace. So obviously the tires have just about fallen off the Williams car here. And we'll see if Stoney can catch him, but I don't know. They've got about 27 laps left to go. Before that's a possibility here. Sikosi to the inside. That's the battle here for 10th position. Sikosi wants it. Don't know if he's going to get it though. Let's take a look. We might be power shifting here. I don't know if Sikosi's been having some trouble. Yeah, right now we'll see if Mark Sikosi's having to put it down to the 3rd. I see the tires may be cooked up just a little bit here. Looks like he's finished shifting. Let's get up to Bruno. Bruno looking at Fonseca now onto the inside. Fonseca using Eric Schaefer. Schaefer blocking them both now, side by side. This is the battle for 7th. Right now, Bruno's got it. Fonseca gets it back. Fonseca getting loose. Bruno's happy about that as now he's going to clear, but does the 92 of Timothy Davis shoot to the inside? Yes, he is. He's going to shoot to the inside, rotate up. Contact with Fonseca. Wow! I guarantee you there's an earful for that one. Holy cow. Hey, he's not going to be happy about that nudge. All right, Timothy Davis dropping down to the 12th position. Getting behind Fonseca again. Mark Sikosi shoots past him and Roberg. This means Matthew Wheeler will be trying to be next on his list, but Wheeler's already been on the roll forward. Doesn't look like anything yet. We'll see if Mike Bruno tries to get a hold of Eric Schaefer here. He's only off by a couple tenths. There's more tumbling up here in the backfield than there is fighting up front. Bruno getting a good run here. Bruno may have been sitting back saving tire. Only 22 laps left to go. Still at this one, these guys are battling it out here. Would like to give another shout out to our main sponsor, the NC811.org. You guys can check them out, especially if you've got any digging to do. Right now, most of the digging we see is these guys racing out here, trying to give it all they got. Looks like even during this race, Eddie Rose out here joined us in the Discord. So he must be getting locked and loaded, and he's considered racing with these guys, which is excellent to hear. Hopefully he'll be out here to definitely put down some solid times and get the rust off. Definitely work that wheel. Sessler out front in front of Schaefer. Bruno sits 6th. Matthew Wheeler is 7th. For now, right now, I'm showing Mark Sikosi still is faster than Wheeler, so Sikosi might be trying to reel him in here. Timothy Davis to the inside of the 37 of Martin Roberg. Looks like Davis and Fonseca figured it out. Definitely decided not to kill each other on that last run from Davis diving to the inside. 20 laps left to go. Kroger machine on the outside, Navy to the inside. Let's see if he can definitely hold on to that position. Timothy Davis definitely collects up 9th position. Very impressive. Our driver in the lead is almost past every car on the field. Adam Benfield up 15 positions here on the night. I believe we only had 17 drivers take the field tonight. Along here, Keith Fonseca with 18 laps left to go. Here for the Gateway 250 at the Worldwide Technology Center. So far, so good here. There's no unscheduled cautions. I would say as guys start to really pick up the pace here with worn tires at the end, there may be a possibility. I knew if I was somewhere really about this 18th spot, you know, 18, 10 to go, somewhere around there, man, I would throw tires on this thing quicker than you had to hit the ground. So, all right, let's see if we can rotate up here to Wheeler. I think Wheeler might be in trouble. Sikosi was looking to the inside. Everybody seems to have gotten the last adjustment in, so everybody's staying pretty solid out there on the track. 4 tires, about 4 gallons of fuel is what I would throw in. Come back out here and race these guys for a 10-lap shootout if a caution were to happen. See if these guys are pushing as hard as possible, but I do want to note that the top 3 drivers, or at least the top 2, Benfield and Hines, have put everybody 4th on back by 12 seconds or more. Which is insane to me. So something has happened, and I know probably all the people out there rooting on Stoney Benfield and wondering why he was up there sitting about that 3rd mark, and now he's a lap down. Well, remember we saw Sisler having to clutch it. Actually, he ran out of fuel, so down pit road he went. Stoney Benfield did it on lap 178 for about 10 seconds. Looked like he may have thrown on a set of right sides and put in enough fuel to make it to the end. It looks like Stoney Benfield is going to be pretty comfortable back here in that 15th spot. Unless a caution comes out, then he may get the lucky dog. Adam Benfield's race tonight. Right now he is out in front of Corey Hines. It looked like it was going to be all Corey Hines' race, but that does not seem to be the case, as Adam Benfield beat him off pit road and is yet to look back. So the 83 machine got a quick little tweak there and is going to do it. Hines, excellent turn there. And right now he made up about a 1/10 of a second on him. Adam Benfield with a 34.96, Corey Hines with a 34.63. We've got guys out there like Matt Sisler running a 35.03. Everybody over 35 seconds except those 2 guys. And there's a reason why. John Williams about to be the last car to go 10 seconds down other than these 2 guys in the front. Right now it looks like smooth sailing here for Adam Benfield. No lapped cars to get in his way with 12 laps left to go. Right now we're missing some key drivers. Dakota Ehrman, Johnny Taylor, just to name a couple, already out here. Now I'm showing Thomas didn't make it out here either. I believe that's probably maybe Tommy Gossett out there. Got a lot of guys trying to toy around with how they're going to make it back and try to be competitive up here in the front. Alex Tessie, he isn't out here tonight either. So we definitely have a shortage of drivers out here, which I'm sure we would love to see be able to put down some solid times out here on the track. All right. Race Control still doing a great job. That is Corey Boudnot. We would want to give him one last shout out as we are 10 laps left to go. John Williams sits third. Matt Sisler is fourth. Schaefer fifth. Mike Bruno is going to be our sixth place driver. We already got some tumbling up here in the back as we rotate and skip. Right now, Matthew Wheeler and Mark Sikosi for the 7 and 8 as we keep an eye on Timothy Davis in the 92. Mark Roberg looking to pass him there. And Jesse Priest watching Keith Fonseca get a load of it there as Fonseca now falls way off pace on this last lap. Something happened here. And it looked like they may have battled side by side, and I don't think Fonseca got the best of it. Something happened here. Let's see if we can take a look. Yeah, Fonseca, look, it's almost like he's off the gas. Yeah, he's unable to recover, can't reel him back in. Hines now falling off half a second off Adam in the front. So far, so good. Looking to see if Roberg is going to be in trouble here. As right now, it looks like Timothy Davis is under fire by Jesse Priest. Jesse with trouble out there on the track earlier here in this race on lap 125 has come back and remaining competitive. Right now, if Priest can pass Timothy Davis, he'll at least be where he originally qualified this race and be able to save some of those points. Inside line. Timothy Davis on the outside, trying to hold on to it. Priest, contact. Give him a little nudge there, let him know you're on the inside as the fender sneaks past, and now the whole car makes it through. Timothy Davis into the wall. Everything calms down pretty well there as it looks like Timothy Davis falls on back. Roberg's going to try to chase down Sikosi. I think Matthew Wheeler is seeing if he can get Mike Bruno here. Right now, only about 2/10 off. Schaefer passes Sisler. Sisler falling off. Right now, a top 5 for Sisler would still be pretty good with 6 to go. Right now, some of these guys, I'm wondering if how close fuel is going to be with 5 to go. Stoney Benfield had to come in. He decided to come in earlier. Sisler's been clutching it. Sisler might be able to make it to the end because he was thinking about that about 40 laps prior. Yeah, right now they're going to see if they can make it to the end. We'll also rally cap that if the guys are able to pass the line, we'll see if they have enough fuel for a burnout. I don't know if they'll make it one more time by. We are sitting here looking at Mike Bruno. Mike Bruno really under pressure here by Wheeler. Wheeler dealing with damage, able to come back from it. Right now, Priest is trying to get past Roberg. Priest has got 10th. He wants more. Priest is around. There's that untimely caution. 4 laps left to go. Holy cow, what an amazing turn of events. And do you pit? Drivers right now are running almost in the 35.5 second range. That is 2.5 seconds off their fastest times out here. do they pit? Because if Corey Hines isn't good on fuel, this is bad. So they may have to come down and pit. And they are. Adam Benfield coming down. Corey Hines coming down. John Williams coming down. Schaefer, Sisler, Bruno. Wheeler. Yep, Sikosi. Wow, everybody's going to come down. So that'll level the playing field. Doesn't look like anybody's taking any chances out here. Except this guy, Stoney Benfield. But unfortunately, he will have the wave around. And only get back onto the lead lap. That's kind of a bummer. So Benfield might want to consider hauling butt around, getting back down pit road, throwing 4 tires on, seeing that he's got enough fuel, and then that way he can be competitive rather than fall off from these guys. Also, 100% Cup Series out there is saying he thinks the admin should put that 083 through post-race tech. He's got to be cheating. All right, man, how are we cheating? Do you think he's got a grip pack? Definitely, we see him out there wheeling it. All right, Benfield, the first one out of pit. 12.82 seconds for Adam Benfield. That is crazy. I've never seen a 12.82. So I'm not 100% sure what Adam Benfield's what his strategy is here. Yeah, I've got to know what our pit strategy is here. Because did he only take right sides? Yeah, only took right sides. Oh boy. That's going to be an interesting stop. Corey Hines took all 4. Wow. So Corey Hines might be able to come back. I don't know if what this means up in the front of the field. Griphacks.exe. Wow, this is going to be an interesting run here. I don't know, taking right side tires while everybody else is taking 4. Would the left sides give him enough grip here? And not as much set-in time. So he shouldn't slide. Remember, Adam Benfield hadn't taken tires since lap 127. This is going to be a gutsy call here. Benfield did just barely beat Corey Hines out of pit road, though. Wow. So right now we'll see if this pays off for the 83 Chevrolet in the front. Guess we can give a water boy quote since somebody's out there doing a dodgeball quote. And last couple laps of the night, Brett. Can't hold anything back now. Pace car lights are off. All right, let's get that Chevy truck back into pit road here and get this one back underway. This is going to be an interesting run. I'm excited to see how this holds up, especially since our front driver in the lead, has not taken left side tires. 83 machine takes off. Here we go. As they dive into turn 1 here, Benfield takes the outside line. He's going to have to dive in deep and see if he can keep Corey Hines behind him. Hines now playing chase. Schaefer sits third. Remember, short run speed is held by most of these guys. John Williams might be one of them. Eric Schaefer would be another. White flag next time by. Adam Benfield is up here in the front. Hines is still chasing the 57, but next lap his tires should be tacked up and ready to race. Here they come through 4. Hines looking to the inside. Breath of fresh air to the nose of that car. Now Benfield is in trouble. White flag is out. Here it comes. Adam Benfield holding on the outside line. He may have some turn exit speed, but Benfield slides. That might be that left rear tire he didn't change. Corey Hines has got it now. Very, very close here as they shoot down the backstretch. And look who's throwing his hat into the ring. Eric Schaefer going to shoot for it here into turn 3. The number 4 car pushes Benfield toward the top. And now Corey Hines and Eric Schaefer going to shoot it out to the line. Schaefer loose. Schaefer loose. Corey Hines wins the race. Excellent attempt there by Eric Schaefer. Excellent attempt. Holy cow. Having to pit back on lap 198, extending the race for a green-white checkered, and Eric Schaefer full sending it to the end. What an excellent idea. Eric Schaefer so close. Holy cow. Yeah, Schaefer just not able to pull around here. I think he goes up and collects another driver. Boom. Yeah, that should have been Craig Parks there. Ripped the front nose of his car off. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What an excellent race here. This is the 3 wide here heading into the turn. Almost gets it. Benfield checks out, moves to the side. Man. If he had been able to hold that slide, it was a good chance he was either second or third tonight. I hate to see that for incident point counter here. That's not going to be good. Holy cow, what a race. What a race. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at our race results here tonight and kind of find out where your driver planted and ended up here. Then, of course, we'll cut away and try to talk to these guys here right at the end. What a race this was. Coming in clutch at all points of this. Man, what an amazing race. All right, guys, hold on. All right, everybody, catching up with our third place finisher. Came in clutch late in the run, getting over top of Corey Hines, but man, we ended up with an interesting pit call here. Would you do it again?
I would. There would be probably couple things I'd change, but yeah, I'd do it again.
Man, this race was difficult. You know, there's not a whole lot of banking at this track, which makes it difficult in one aspect. But how close were you guys on fuel before that caution came out?
Uh, I was a lap and a half to the good, so uh, I was good enough to make it and come around to a burnout and wave at all the girls and all that good stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I think Johnny Taylor out here in the chat was saying Corey wasn't good. He was super close. I think he was getting nervous out there. So the
Yeah,
note.
I don't know what they did different. I don't know why they were so short. Uh, I don't know. It's crazy out that they were really tight.
Yeah. What did you think about Eric Schaefer shooting to the inside and sending you guys 3 wide into turn 3?
I mean, I knew, there's a point in time that you gotta either go, bring the checker flag home or, put it in the fence trying. So I licked the stamp and I mailed her off into turn 3. About killed myself, but it was. I mean, I would have done it. It was a good move. It was the last lap, man. You had to do it. I thought he had us where he wanted us, really. But I figured it was going to be tough for him because of how shallow he was entering that corner, and that corner is kind of tough being under someone uh, entering that low. So really, Corey was in the catbird seat, in my opinion. I think that Schaefer could have pulled it off, but there would have been, you know, some bumping going on with it. But me, I had to try to sell some T-shirts or something to make something happen, pull a miracle, and it just didn't work out.
Hey, man, it still was a great race. I love the call by Eric Schaefer trying to send it in there. It looked like you saved your race just by checking out of that battle there and just regrouping and trying to pull back through. Man, we head to Iowa next week. Confidence level heading there.
Love it. I love racetracks where it brings driver into play. This place is one of them. Like, you got to know how to manage your stuff properly and take care of tires. And Iowa was the same style. So I love it. I know Nick Ottinger over there at Team Conti Sim Performance has got a very nice piece, just like he did here. He's got another nice piece dialed up and loaded up for us for next week. So looking forward to it.
Awesome, man. Can't wait to hear. Definitely make sure you guys bring your mouthpiece because that is a teeth-chattering track as it is, bumpy as all get out. Shout-out time.
Yeah, just everybody at Team Conti Sim Performance. It was cool that we pulled out a 1, 2, 3 here. That's pretty cool. But Dustin Hall, he couldn't make it. He got up on the box for me late. Johnny Taylor, I hate he missed it. Martin PC, check them out for all your PC needs, sim racing needs. They got a bunch of cool stuff over there. Shout out to my boy Damaris in the chat for cheering me on, even though he was calling me out saying I was cheating. But no, everybody over here for putting on this league and you for broadcasting it, man. That's pretty cool, especially not before Christmas Eve. I mean, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, man, definitely. I appreciate you guys putting on a good race. You know what I mean? This was not a caution fest like I've seen happen before in other leagues, man. Congratulations on your third-place finish here at the Gateway 250. We'll see you at Iowa.
See you, bud.
All right, that moves us to our second-place finisher of John Williams. And I've got to admit, John, I didn't think you had it here tonight. You were kind of marching back there. Talk to me about the last adjustment you made to start working your way back to the front.
Yeah, I had to. I was super tight the whole race. Finally got it freed up there, and then was cutting it super close on fuel. So I had to, just back off and going to try to finish third where we were at.
Yeah, it just seemed like a tumble up, man. I knew you started in second. We saw you I think as low as eighth. Still battling around out there on the track, man. But was the track changing at all, or was just the setup just not quite what you needed it to do? Because I rode with Stoney Benfield out there, and it looked like the front end just wasn't rotating the way he needed it to.
Yeah.
What were you noticing?
Yeah, it was. The track was, man, it was way cooler than anything we ran on all week. I just think I was just tight, just struggled. I didn't free it up enough early enough, and like I said, finally got it freed up enough, and we were cutting it so close on fuel, I had to just back off and get what I was going to get, and then that last caution came out, so that made it interesting.
Man, how excited were you when you saw it go 3 wide right there in front of you?
Well, yeah, I didn't really know what was going to happen. It kind of worked perfect for me because Adam went in so high and couldn't slow down. Then Eric, he run in there and then started spinning. So it worked perfect for me. Now it could have been complete opposite of that. It could have went in there and they all pile up and we all crash and wreck right there. So for once, yeah, that worked out perfect for me.
Yeah, that was just a wild run. All right, I'll ask you the same thing I asked Adam. Confidence level at Iowa?
It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're gonna have a good piece. I know Nick's been hard working at it. We've run several tests already, and I feel pretty good about it. I mean, it's gonna be tough to pass, but I feel pretty good about our speed.
Yeah, I'm just worried about people hopping, man. I've tried to race it at Iowa, man. It just keeps bouncing, and it's just it's just hard. Like if you get out of the wrong line, man, it's just you're spending the rest of the lap trying to get it back under control. So we'll definitely see.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how that goes. But John, give me a shout out here, man. Excellent job.
I appreciate it. Thank everybody at Team Connie, Nick for building a good set, and everybody that's helped us out, and Jordan over at Custom Paints and Diecast. And thank y'all for putting it on the broadcast and all that.
Oh, yeah, not a problem, man. Definitely like showing you guys off, especially with the racing we saw tonight. Excellent job on your second place finish here at the Gateway 250, man. We'll see you at Iowa.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
All righty, that's going to do it there for John Williams. Man, now I was kind of talking, I wouldn't say talking down about him all race, but man, I didn't think he had anything for him later on. But that does bring us to our race winner. And I actually kind of checked this guy off and said, you know what? I think he ain't got nothing for it anymore. Once somebody finally passed Corey Hines here, I thought that was it. Adam Benfield had it, but a interesting pit call, and he comes away with the win anyway. Corey Hines, man, dude, talk to me about this race and kind of how close you were on fuel here toward the end.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if I'd have made it had that yellow not come out. I was like a quarter of a lap short, like the last probably 10, 15-ish. I really had to back my pace up, and I didn't even have enough to even make a run at him to try.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, because we took a ride along with Sisler, and probably with over 50 laps to go, he was already clutching it. He knew something was wrong. He wasn't going to make it. So, you guys pitting back on lap 127, that caution comes out, you guys squared away. Man, good call on the four tire call, but what I want to talk about a little bit is kind of right here at the end where it got really dicey, and we're actually looking at it in slow-mo right now, of Eric Schaefer sending it into the inside on turn 3. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, me and Adam just ran really tight in 1 and 2, and I got tight off of 2, and we both kind of slowed up, and Eric had a huge run, and he definitely sent her in there pretty deep, and I almost stuck for him, but just not quite enough.
Dude, I loved it though. That's exactly what I want to see, is somebody saying, you know what, I got nothing to lose, let's go for it. And it kind of made you the meat in the sandwich here, stuck right in the middle, unable to, move high, move low. You just got to kind of hold it there. And really, hats off to Eric Schaefer for not rotating up the track and taking the rest of you guys out. Him definitely, it looked like he gave up and stomped on the gas and spun it the rest of the way. But hopefully we'll see all you guys at Iowa, which brings me to my next question, man. Iowa, some guy, it's a love-hate relationship for some drivers. So far, everybody from Team Conti says they love it. What do you say?
Not one of my best tracks, but I enjoy running there, and I think the car is good, so I think Team Conti guys have a good car for that week, so looking forward to it.
All right. We come away with now our 4th win here this season. Any track you have circled here during the schedule that you're like, you know what, that's my track. We're gonna win that one too.
I'd say I tend to like the 1.5 miles better than anything. Seems to be where I'm better at.
Okay. All right, man. Well, we'll definitely we'll find out more about you, but go ahead and give me your shout outs here as the winner of the Gateway 250.
Yeah, just got to thank Team Connie for the bad fast setups as always, and thank you guys for doing the broadcast.
Yeah, not a problem, man. Not a problem. Definitely want to give a shout out there to Mark Sikosi getting all this all set up, and the nc811.org for sponsoring the league. Corey Hines, appreciate you, buddy, and we'll catch you next week.
All right, thank you.
All righty, Corey Hines, the winner here of the Gateway 250. Excellent race today, man. I love seeing that kind of racing, especially right at the end. Shame for Schaefer, and I do want to also say shame for Craig Parks out there. Craig Parks also got absolutely obliterated before he made it to the line by kind of what happened from Eric Schaefer rotating it on through. Hate to see it for him, but it definitely happened. Man, what a tough race this was, but that's going to kind of wrap it up for us here, honestly, of what we had going on. This is been an interesting one, especially I really appreciate each and every one of you guys out there in the chat joining me here tonight this close to Christmas. Definitely, hopefully I see you guys all next week as well. We'll have the stream getting set up, and then we'll have, that way you can go ahead and mark it on your calendar for the upcoming race at Iowa. Definitely going to be an interesting one, especially, like I said, I say it 100 times, how bumpy it is. I can't explain how insanely bumpy it is, but that is going to be a definitely a interesting one to kind of keep an eye on. So we'll see you on the 30th out there for the race at Iowa. But from all of us here at Simtrax Broadcasting, be well, be safe, be kind. Merry Christmas, everybody, and I'll see all you guys next time.